Okay, here it is. Here it is. Very, very focused thing I want to do this morning. It came very clear to me. I don't want to ramble. Very specific. So I'm going to be as so bold as I'm going to speak for the American people right now. My voice. I'm going to assume that I have the voice of the American people. The agreement, 100%. 100% of the people will agree with me on this. Some may not be aware of it yet; they're just sleeping. But I think we get close to 100% agree with this. Now, all right. So now I'm going to address the government as the people. So I'm speaking for the people. I'm standing on a foundation of the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. And I'm an American citizen. I'm standing here, and I'm going to represent all 360 odd. I don't know what the total number is. Million people in this country. Not just the voters. I'm representing all the people. That includes the children, includes everybody. Includes everybody in prison. Includes everybody. So I'm not going to speak to the government of 4/9/2017, just after a missile strike to another country. A provocative move to invite a war. I'm going to say to the government, just real simply, I'll sit in a chair, and I'll have a cool drink in my hand. Just comfortable. Little table next to the chair, comfy. Just sit back. I'm going to say, government, all of our representatives, in the representative government which we have, it's a representative government, represents us, represents me. I'm speaking my voice, so you represent me, and I recognize my duty to make sure that you do. And if you don't, if I see that you don't, which I need transparency into what you're doing, which I don't have right now, but I need that in order to do my job, to do my duty, to make sure that you're serving me and you're serving the Constitution of the United States, you're serving our founding documents. Now I know you have created law, but your responsibility is that law that you've created, that it is respects the Constitution. And I think you've gone a little wild on that. I think you've created as a government law that has trampled the Constitution, especially the Bill of Rights, for example. So we hold you to those two things. You put your hand on the Bible, you make an oath when you take office, this representative office, you're representing us, and you to defend the Constitution and to serve the American people. I got to read one of those, make sure it says that. But certainly is defend the Constitution, because I've done that. I was a councilman in a municipality, so I have the experience to put my hand on there and saying that. I defend the Constitution. I honor whatever the language is. So we hold you those two things. If you're not doing those two things, get out. Get out. We want you out of here, out of the pool. Everybody out of the pool. Now we know. There's bipartisan support. The Democrats and Republicans can't agree on anything lately, right? I mean, they're always fighting. But they agree, they come together. We agree on the war, and they're in agreement with the executive branch, which they never agree with. The legislative and the executive, they're always at odds. But they're singing the same tune. We support this war. And then the media, the corporate media, which is basically, I don't know, maybe it's less now, but last time I checked, it was 5 basic enterprises that owned the vast majority of the network, news, media, newspapers, and then they got their hands all over the place into internet. They got their tendrils in a lot of places so that they can make sure that a false narrative, or a narrative that supports their agenda, which is profiteering, or serving the profiteering class. The profiteering class, not the people. Profiteering class is the synthetic I've talked about the synthetic and the organic. I'm not going to repeat it here. So, speaking to, get out. I'm talking to the government. But if you're going to show us that you serve the American people, we got a lot of work to do. Because, we haven't been looked at and listened to for a while, really. We've been placated. And the last election proved that you can't placate us anymore. We actually surprised you. Now we got this other regime that for a while may have had some independent pieces. I don't know. But they're under pressure right now from the other regime that lost the election. So the regime that lost the election is still in charge. The neocons, Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas. So those are the public puppet heads, but the power behind them that were pulling the strings and funding the whole thing. It's all about the funding of it. We're the giant corporations, the fossil fuel industry, and the global banking industry, among others. So we're going to stand up as many numbers as it takes, and we have the numbers, and it's ridiculously sad how many people show up at the voting booth, but we are confident, because this is the voice, to the degree how many people would agree with what I'm saying, is that if you do not, and we're going to have to investigate you ourselves, because we can't trust any journalists, public journalists. We need this, and we have this growing independent journalism that's starting to bubble up, which is beautiful, and demonstrated beautifully at Standing Rock, which frankly, there's great wisdom in the movement of Standing Rock, which is the epicenter of the shift on this planet, from simmering in fear and being manipulated and used as weapons against each other in the world, to compassion. So the sacred feminine is held in honor as sacred and protected. The sacred masculine is wise enough to do that. And the sacred feminine seems to point us to the children, which is really, really, really interesting. I'm listening to the voices. That's, those are the voices that stand out to me. And that the children are instigating the standing that the women can be heard in. So it's wonderful. So government, we're in charge. We haven't been honoring our duty for a while, but we're ready now. We've got some experience standing recently. We liked it. We like to say, I stand, and I'll go stand in a place where, a lot of other people might stand with me, and we want to be heard because we don't think we're being heard. This is what I want from my heart, and I stand for that. I stand for that. I'm not against you. I'm for that. I'm for us. I live in the question, how can I help? Now, I'm speaking as the American people in a new community, in a new society. So thanks for listening. Until next time, take care.